Warning, I do not actually think that Trey Young is a bigger draft bust than Anthony Bennett. This is, in fact, clickbait.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So yesterday, the Atlanta Hawks clinched a playoff spot. They do not have to deal with the tournament. They are officially in the playoffs. I reacted to the game over on my second channel, Extra Crispy, between the Washington Wizards and the Hawks. It was a really good game. There was a lot of stipulations out there as far as, the Wizards trying to, clinch a play-in tournament, and the Hawks obviously trying to clinch the playoffs without having to be in the tournament, right, man? So, in that video, I had a lot of good things to say about the Hawks. I actually really like the team. I called them my dark horse team for the Eastern Conference, believe it or not. We'll get into more of that later on. But then after that, all hell literally broke loose, man. So before we get going on that, guys, remember, man, that I am doing a push-up challenge here on this channel. For every 100 likes this video gets, I will be doing one push-up. A lot of you guys have been enjoying that and been doing the push-ups with me. So my last one got 1,200 likes, which means 12 push-ups at the end of this video. But okay, man, so here's how it goes. About 3-4 years ago, I started my second channel, Extra Crispy. And I will admit, man, that, to start a new channel, it's really hard to get views and stuff like that. So sometimes you tap into the realm of clickbait. And apparently, there was a video I reacted to in which I titled it, Trey Young equals biggest draft bust than Anthony Bennett. Now, in that video, I did not once say that he was an NBA draft bust. I did not say he was going to be a bust. What the video was it was a debate on First Take between Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, in which they were talking about if Trey Young was ready to actually go to the NBA or if he should have stayed one more year in college. And actually in that video, I actually think the take that I had aged pretty nicely. In it, I said that Trey Young would be ready for the NBA if he went there with the right mindset and the mentality not to, be put down by, haters and stuff like that. Because there was going to be times where he was going to struggle maybe with efficiency and turnovers, which I believe his first season he actually did a little bit. And it was going to take some time. And, it's been about 2-3 years later, and that time has paid off, and he's one of the best point guards in the NBA, leading this Atlanta Hawks team, man. So I think Trey Young's journey, I think I actually kind of nailed it quite on the head with that. But okay, so obviously people saw the title of the video. And what happened was after they clinched the playoffs, some dude posted 4 different thumbnails from previous videos, mine being one of them, about talking about Trey Young being a draft bust. So he retweeted that, or tweeted that, I should say. And then the Atlanta Hawks actual Twitter social media verified page retweeted that, and all of a sudden I got damn Hawks coming from everywhere, man, attacking my neck, bro, literally coming for me about something I did not even say. Now, I will say, though, should I have clickbaited? I mean, no, but it's part of YouTube. But, so I did do it to myself. I just thought it was funny that I've actually had nothing but, good things to say about Trey Young. And then after that, Old Takes Exposed, which is a big, page themselves, they got a hold of it, and I had even more Hawks fans coming at me. And a lot of people said that they ended up watching the video and saying, yeah, what you said wasn't even bad. So, it's just kind of funny, man. But regardless, I did actually want to talk about the Atlanta Hawks because I love this team, man. I love how they are constructed. I think they have a very bright future, and the fact that they have clinched a playoff spot and, have really bounced back from kind of a slower start to the NBA season, really says a lot about this team and their spirit and just kind of what they want to be going forward, right, man? So, yes, as of right now, if the playoffs were to start today, I believe they would play the Miami Heat in the first round of the playoffs. And as far as that goes, like these two teams, they are great for different reasons. I think the Hawks, are definitely more offense, flashy-oriented base, while the Miami Heat are more grit and grind, we're coming for your head type of team, right? And both types of teams can have pros and cons to them. But when it comes down to Trey Young, I think Trey Young is getting Russell Westbrooked right now. I think that he is doing things out there that we don't realize just how great they are. But at the same time, there's so much talent in the NBA. Literally, he went from being an all-star last year to not being, the all-star star this year or whatever, man. And with that being said, I feel like when it comes down to him, this season has been his best season in the NBA. And the big reason behind that, it's yes, the turnovers are still high at about 4 a game, but, that's going to come with the point guard spot. Plus, the way he plays, I mean, he gets in the lane and stuff like that, things are going to happen. But just as far as, being a leader and getting the other teammates involved, I think he's been absolutely huge, man. So, yeah, he's averaged 26 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds per game on the season, shooting, 35% from 3 and about 44% field goal percentage overall. But then you look at the rest of this Hawks team, man, and like I was saying earlier, I absolutely love the makeup of this squad. So, let me click over here on my stats real quick. So yeah, we got John Collins averaging about 18 points, 8 rebounds per game. And when it comes down to him, man, like I do think the Hawks need to bring him back. Now I've been kind of hearing some rumors here and there. I don't know how true these are about him wanting to go to the Dallas Mavericks, and perhaps there's like a sign and trade type of thing that could happen between Kristaps Porzingis and John Collins. I love John Collins on this team, man. Like he brings that athleticism, that guy that runs up and down the court, and at the same time he does butt heads with Trey Young at times. But not like in a bad way. I think it's more of a competitive way, which is really good for a basketball team, man. Competition is good for yourself and for your entire team. It's going to make you better. It's going to make everybody better in the long run, as long as it's not like petty drama and stuff like that. So I absolutely love John Collins. He just, I don't really like him at the center position, but when it comes down to like a power forward that can run up and down the court, use his athleticism to his advantage, knock down three-point shots, he's a really good offensive guy. I really think he could be like an 18 to 20 point per game scorer. And grab some rebounds and stuff like that for the next 10 years. And that's really good. Like, sign me up for that every single day, right, man? But then beyond that, you got to look at some of the free agent signings. Yes, Rondo did not work out. I still think that as far as, like, the backup point guard spot, that is something they are going to have to address this NBA offseason. It's going to have to be a guy that has a low ego, a guy that can go out there, put in the work, play some defense, get the second unit involved, and then know that he's not going to play a ton because Trey Young is obviously the star of the team. So that's the type of point guard they're going to have to find. There's a lot of specialty guys like that in the NBA. Rondo just simply, with his competitive nature, was not a good fit, right? So that's completely fine. But you look at, Bogdanovich. This guy has been exactly what they needed at that 2 or 3 spot. Just somebody that can consistently get you a bucket and, has some good height to him and is not really going to get like destroyed defensively. Not saying he's the greatest defender out there. But he just does fine, right, man? Like, he's a good, consistent scorer. I actually thought that's what Kevin Huerter was going to be, but over the years, Kevin Huerter's had injury issues and stuff like that. Huerter's still, like, a decent basketball player. I just thought, like, what Bogdan is, I thought that's what Huerter was going to be, and I guess it still could happen in time. Then you also look at Danilo Gallinari. I think this guy's been a true, gamer out there as far as... he was a guy in the OKC Thunder last year, the LA Clippers the year before, a guy that was a go-to scorer, man, a 20-point per game scorer. He's came on this team with the mindset knowing that he wasn't going to start, but he was still going to be like that amazing bench player that every great championship team really needs. He's been like a beacon of consistency. He's somebody that can play multiple positions and really just, beat you in a lot of different ways, right, man? I feel like Gallinari, he's been like I want to say 6th man of the year, nothing like that, because that's Jordan Clarkson. But just as far as a guy really putting his ego aside, it's been fantastic, right? So shout out to Danilo Gallinari. Then beyond that, man, you look at guys this season that are now fully healthy and good to go. You look at Clint Capella. Clint Capella has been one of the better players on this team. Exactly what I wanted him to be at that center position. Just a guy that could catch some lobs, score on the inside, grab some rebounds, block some shots. He's been perfect. I love his contract too. Clint Capella, I think, is one of the most underrated centers in the entire NBA. He's an absolute baller, right, man? And then there's one guy that we have not really seen a ton of. He actually tried playing the other night. Hopefully he's good to go by the playoffs. And that's DeAndre Hunter. When I look at DeAndre Hunter, to me, he is that jack of all trades. I said he was going to be that when he was drafted. The guy that doesn't do anything like particularly like amazing, but he does everything well. The Draymond Green, the Marcus Smart, guys like that, the guys that you need to go out there and do the dirty work. I really feel like that is going to be DeAndre Hunter going forward. Love him on this team, man. Like, I really hope he gets healthy and everything, because he was balling to start the season. Right now he's averaging, 16 points, 5 rebounds, few assists out there, playing some good defense. Now, the Hawks' defense this season's not been great. They're one of the better scoring teams, but defensively, they're still like 22nd or something in the NBA efficiency-wise. Having a healthy DeAndre Hunter is definitely going to help out with that. And we also got to see a little bit of, Okongwu. Okongwu's had injury issues this season and stuff, but I like him as that role of being that Montrezl Harrell type of center that comes off the bench, high energy type of guy, Brandon Clark, somebody like that can play the power forward or center spot. And dare I say, man, when I watch him play, maybe it's a little premature to say this, but I do see a little bit of Bam Adebayo within Okongwu. Like, he's going to be a good player, assuming that he can stay healthy and everything. So, and obviously you got Lou Williams, Tony Snell, just that's out there that know how to play basketball. I'm really happy that Lou Williams decided to not retire and actually go to this Hawks team when he was traded, I believe, for Rondo around the NBA trade deadline. But yeah, man, so as far as this rest of the season goes, do I think this team can win a playoff series? Well, like I said in my reaction video, I said that, they can be a dark horse team, man. This can be a team that can drop some buckets on you, and like if you don't pay attention, you can find yourself down, 0-2 or something like that in a playoff series just like that, man. So, do I think they're ready to win a championship? I'm not going to go that far with it, just because I do think with these great young teams, a lot of it is stepping stones, especially I said the same thing about the Boston Celtics. Now, obviously, the Celtics are having a really bad season this year, but, sometimes the first goal is to just, when you get like a star player like Trey Young in the draft, the first goal is to just not to be as bad as you were the year before. Then after that, it's like, okay, here we go. We might make the playoffs this season. Then the next season, it's like, oh, all of a sudden we got the 8th seed. Then all of that, man, it's like, okay, this year we're going to be a 5th or 6th seed. And then all of a sudden, it's like that next year you're going for, a top seed in the conference and trying to win a championship and all that good stuff, man. So all those things come in time. It's all just about seeing the foundation and seeing if it's going to work out going forward. And I look at this Hawks team, and maybe outside of like a decent backup point guard, because Lou Williams is getting up there in age and stuff like that, man. Outside of that, I think this team's pretty damn complete, man. Cam Reddish is even scoring pretty decently this season. I don't think he's played a ton. He's played about 26 games this season, but overall, it's looking pretty decent, man. I guess they got that Brandon Goodwin. Was he playing some point guard or something, man? 5 points, 2 assists per game. I don't know much about him, unfortunately. Maybe he's your guys' answer to the backup point guard spot. Maybe he's a center. I don't really know, man. I'm not really watching a lot of Brandon Goodwin, believe it or not. But regardless, I wanted to make this video to first, congratulate the Hawks for clinching a playoff spot. Clickbait title 3-4 years ago, totally my fault. I deserved to, be on the old takes exposed. It wasn't a take. It was old clickbait exposed, I would say, more in my opinion, man. But, yeah, you guys are a good team. I'm really hoping John Collins and the Hawks can agree to an extension that doesn't hinder the team. I don't think he's worth a max contract or anything like that. I think he's worth maybe around $25 million a season. So, but even if they decide to go the route of giving him that big-time contract, I think with some of the other young players on this team, you guys are in a good place, and maybe in the offseason sign another vet or two, and you'll be good to go, guys. So, yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and do my 12 push-ups now. I actually did go to the gym earlier today, too, man, so the form might even look worse than normal. But, yeah, man, get on the ground, do these 12 push-ups, do your best, forget the rest, man. We are looking to improve ourselves every single day. Hopefully my form gets better in time. And by the way, man, when I go down like that, people were saying I don't go down far enough. That's called a military push-up. I learned that from my cousin 15 years ago, man. But yeah, here we go. I'll try to touch the ground this time. It's not going to be good, though. 12 push-ups. Oh, God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is tougher. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I pushed record. Beautiful, man.